Orange man bad. The Ballad of Squirrelbeard, Part 8, From Squirrelbeard to NECKBEARD. You guys remember NECKBEARD? He was in the Bourgeois Beard saga. I recall, somewhat. So here it is, the finale! Not really. This wraps up my tale of the Squirrelbeard and actually gets us up to the present day. Very present, because writing about this actually made me curious, so I texted him to see what he was up to, and, well, we'll get there. Why would you text? Oh my god. After all of this, you're still in contact? No, man. Cut it off. Cold turkey. Edit. Thank you to Moonhorse and ReddX for reading my tale. Got you, fam. Moonhorse, I truly enjoyed your reading of this saga. ReddX, you have a bonus Red-exclusive ending in your subreddit, since there has actually been an update since I wrote the first part. Hope you enjoy it. The cringe does continue to this very day. Yeah, because you're still texting him. Although I am grateful for the Red-exclusive ending. And you're using the branding, which is just beautiful. For Moonhorse's reading, click here. For ReddX's reading, click here. I mean, you choose your weapon. And if you haven't, you know, link in the description. Many parts down there. And now the players. OP, that is user Emerald Aussie, in her 30s by this point. No longer in love with Squirrelbeard, but unsure how to proceed where he is concerned. Squirrelbeard, yeah, he's also in his 30s, spends most of his time at game shops playing Magic the Gathering when he isn't working. Beetle, my best friend, father of Wee One, love of my life, eventual husband. Wee One, Beetle's daughter, and later on, my daughter as well. This covers her life from around age 8 to age 16. Oh, they grow up so fast! Alright, one more time. With feeling! I'll be honest with you, I don't feel anything anymore. I can't feel my legs. When we left off, Squirrelbeard had tried to assault me, and I decided that was it. I didn't want to be with this man. After 14 years, the spell had broken, and the idea of even kissing him repulsed me. This was quite a turnaround after insisting for over a decade that he was my soulmate. I spent some time regrouping because this was a lot to wrap my head around. In the meantime, Beetle and I had slowly started talking again, but it was mostly small talk and not the hour-long talks about anything and everything that we once had. He had finally parted ways with the hippies, except for his girlfriend, Hipster. I remember telling a mutual friend of ours that my friendship with Beetle would never be as close as it had been again. And thankfully, I was wrong about that. Yeah, now you guys never been closer. Now you truly know each other in a biblical sense. At this point in my life, I was just focused on school and maintaining a daycare job. Childcare is a volatile industry, bro. I would never. It doesn't pay well. Daycares change owners frequently, and turnover is just absolutely insane. I managed to stay in the industry and as a lead teacher for most of the time, but not having job security, yeah, that's pretty stressful. I also saw another guy off and on during this time. He was like half neckbeard and half nice guy, and I'd prefer not to think about him at all. Was he worse than Squirrelbeard? Don't tell me you're still texting that guy to this day as well. That Squirrelbeard's better than this dude, and we get a saga about the Squirrelbeard, but not about this guy? There's a story to be told, but I can't make you tell it. That's fine, we're moving on. Not long after I turned 30, Beetle reached out to me saying that he was having a hell of a time finding a job in another state, and he didn't know what to do. He'd also found out that Hipster had been stealing money from him and was using it to buy mouthwash to hide her alcoholism. Oh yeah, we're going through Listerine like crazy. Your oral hygiene is on point.
Drinking orange juice, expecting the vitamin C to hit you right away. It don't work. Just this does.
I told Beetle that the job market in Capital City was booming, and if he would come here, my offer still stood, and I would do what I could to help him and Wee One get settled. To be honest, most of this was so that I could help Wee One have some much-needed stability. Because of a lack of any actual offers, Beetle agreed, and he came to Capital City. And so a new chapter in their lives starts. Oh, it's beautiful. I found an extended stay hotel for them to live in that I could afford while he got a job and got wee one settled into school. She was back in public school by this time. It was a little awkward at first to reconcile with Beetle after everything that had happened, but it didn't take too long before I was practically living in that extended stay hotel too. One night when I was there, he was telling me about this girl that he was friends with in another state that wanted to date him, but he'd been out with her once, and she was a terrible kisser, so it didn't go beyond that. Ah, yes, the answer to that inevitable question. What that mouth do? Nothing good. All right, I'm up and out. I made a comment about how awful it would be to be a bad kisser and not know it, and that I hope the guy never thought that about me. Oh, you dropping some hints here, huh? He asked if I wanted him to kiss me and tell me, and I nodded. So he did kiss me, and the moment that he did, it pretty much devolved into boom boom immediately. We decided we would be friends with benefits. That's it. Yeah, that totally works out. There's just a lot of tension going on here. And now that you've relieved it, I don't know that we could ever stop relieving it. Once Beetle had managed to secure a job, we ended up getting an apartment together. It had 2 bedrooms, and we gave wee one her own, and Beetle and I shared one. As friends, of course. Bro, I don't know how OP, lies to herself so well. I wish I could trick myself this easily. Yeah, we're totally just totally friends. Yeah, totally. That summer was a lot of my family thinking that we were a couple and us vehemently denying it. Then came our first holiday together. Beetle and wee one didn't have any family, so I invited them to spend it with my family. When we got home that night, Beetle looked at me. "If you ever want to take me off the back burner, I'm right here," he said. Oh, he's holding some feelings back too. I looked at him in shock. What? I didn't know you were on the burner at all. You said it would never happen. Well, I am, he said. And this is why friends with benefits, it ain't a thing that's functional. I know this from experience too. There's always feelings involved. I left the room and went for a walk to clear my head. We had our friendship back. Did I want to risk it? Yeah, I did. This was a gamble that I wanted to take. I told him I was in, and we started dating officially. Oh, hooray! 3 months later, he proposed, and just shy of our 1-year anniversary, we got married. I mean, that's moving quick, but no judgment. And actually, it was pointed out to me that they totally knew each other from before. So yeah, consider it time served. This is all moving as it's supposed to. So I adopted wee one as well. That piece of crap, Ultrabeard, was all too eager to sign away her rights. There was no fight, and the adoption was uncontested. Ultrabeard wanted to get out of paying child support. To her dismay, the adoption did not end her child support obligations. Ah, you played yourself. She has 2 more years. It's the least that she owes wee one after the absolute garbage parent that she was. Wee one is a great kid. As I said before, she has a wonderful girlfriend and they're looking at universities together. I'm so proud of her. Yeah, she's in the Discord as well. She a good kid. She doesn't show up to the Twitch chats though, so I don't begrudge anybody for that, but I did want to plug both the Discord and the Twitch right here, right now. Come and join me for one or both of those things. Our marriage has had some trials. We lost my dad to cancer in 2019. 3 weeks later, I was diagnosed with cancer. God, dude, that's heavy. I went through chemo and managed to come through it. I'm in remission now, but I never could have survived without Beetle and wee one taking care of me and supporting me. I often say that the YouTube class quest is not soloable, but life in general is just not soloable. You need somebody there. Then 2020 happened, and we all know what went down then. Yeah, the ReddX YouTube channel was established and totally blew up because everybody was sitting in quarantine. Some people found they didn't like being in quarantine with their spouse. Beetle and I found out that we are totally fine just having each other for company. I highly recommend marrying your bestie. And I did. And we enjoyed quarantine relatively well. Wifey does get a little bit antsy just sitting at home all the time, though. This year, Beetle and I will be celebrating our 6th wedding anniversary, 7th as a couple, and 21 as besties. Beetle just got his master's degree and is working towards his doctorate. We're both teachers. We live in a house in the suburbs with our pets and daughter. We teach at the same high school that We1 attends, and We1 is super happy to finally have 2 legitimate parents. She's a great kid that I love more than anything. Life is good. I'm so in love with Beetle, and it's a love that I never dreamed of when I was chasing after Squirrelbeard. Alright, that's good. I'm happy you're happy. There's a lot of backstory. Kinda knew it because we did the beard school thing before we finished up Squirrelbeard. But it's a bit more in depth here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And all of that, of course, brings us back to Squirrelbeard. So, what the hell happened to him? Hit by a bus, I hope. Well, he ended up going to school for something tech-based, but struggled to find a job. He did end up with a girlfriend, but it is not a good relationship. I mean, any relationship with Squirrelbeard involved in it, yeah, that's not gonna go good. We have sort of kept in touch a little bit. That is to say that we talk every few months and catch up and then nothing for a few more months. Why even continue the charade at this point, I ask you? He has no kids and his girlfriend doesn't want him, even though he does. He says that he and his girlfriend are more like roommates at this point, but he doesn't want to leave her either. He claims, happiness is a myth, and contentment is the best that one can hope for. When I express how happy I am, he just says, that's good. Most people don't find that. He has no job security, no real prospects, a poor relationship, and just sort of gets through life. Happiness is definitely not a myth, but it's also not a perpetual state of being. You need to seek contentment, and then sometimes you'll be happy on top of your contentment, which is great. But happiness is just one of those things that's really hard to maintain for an extended period of time. So I sort of actually agree with what he said there. Really, for him, it's a cope to deal with the way that his life has gone, but now you are reaping what you sow. Like, I can't even feel that bad for you. When all of the right-wing conspiracy stuff started, he hopped on that bandwagon. When did it start? What is that? Started a long time ago. I'm not sure how far down the QAnon rabbit hole he resides, but he's mentioned that he expects to be rounded up by the left wing and taken to a re-education camp any day now. Yeah, and if you had any kids, they'd feed them soy. Squirrelbeard refuses to take the COVID vaccine and thinks there was a mandate that never existed. I really don't want to get political, so I'll just leave it there, but you get the idea. I do get the idea. Because of his conspiracies and refusal to be anything but miserable, I can only handle texting him in short bursts. So why do I text him at all? Well, he's an old friend, and I just can't abandon him. That's a choice you made, honestly. You can. It's really easy. I wish that I could save him, but I've accepted that the most I can do is let him know that someone cares if he ever wants to be saved. Beetle doesn't get it, but I show him all the messages, and so he knows how far gone Squirrelbeard is, and I think when it comes down to it, Beetle pities Squirrelbeard just a little bit. I mean, Squirrelbeard really is pitiable, but at a certain point, 3 words, OP, scrape him off, you know? I'm tired of all this. You've hurt me too much. And so, yeah, that is where Squirrelbeard is today. Writing this made me realize that I hadn't talked to him in several months, so I shot him a text, and of course, nothing has changed. He's still with the same girl and debating breaking it off, sad that he has no kids, job hunting because his company's about to close up shop, and he's considering getting a plot of land and just going off the grid. Oh, does he have money for that? Is that an option? Yeah, do that. I guess this is also his left-wing overlords can't come and round him up. I'm not really sure how he would play WoW or Magic the Gathering off the grid. He still does both. No judgment from me, though. WoW is a favorite family game for us. Less sigh. You can play Magic the Gathering off the grid. All you need is some cards. Or he plays it online. Like a pleb. That's not even real. TLDR, OP gets her happy ending with Beetle. Squirrelbeard turns into MAGA-beard. So that's it, kinda. That's the tale of Squirrelbeard to this point. I'm sorry for the details I forgot, and I did change some minor things that didn't really mix up the story, just to be sure that Squirrelbeard doesn't know that this is about him if he finds it before going off the grid. Bro, he ain't never gonna go off the grid. He ain't got money to go off the grid. By getting a plot of land, do you mean squatting? Because, okay, maybe that'll work for a little bit. Anyways, obvious spoiler, my town is not really called Capital City. Thanks for reading. If you're interested in Beetle recounting his tales of Ultrabeard and Cowgirl, let us know, because he's willing to write his own saga. Thanks again, and take care, one and all. Honestly, you can't say that you didn't see this coming, right? He sowed so much, and finally he reaped. At least a little bit. He didn't fully reap all that he sowed, because if that were truly the case, he'd be in federal pound-me-in-the-butt prison. But I guess we'll take this for now. You made other people miserable, and now you're miserable. And that sort of makes me happy. But we do have other parts, so let's see what that's all about as we get into part 8.5 right now. Red exclusive ending to the Ballad of Squirrelbeard. Hey, ReddX and company, I saw that ReddX made a video for part 1 and 2 of Squirrelbeard. Thanks so much, I was honored. Honestly, hearing the beard voice for my sperm donor and Squirrelbeard just made my day. And the Legbeard voice for Crazybeard was just, chef's kiss. Just so thank you for that. There used to be a part 8.5 here, but there was one final update, so now it's part 9, which you can find over here. And with that, the Ballad of Squirrelbeard is truly over. Well, I really feel like I've been rused here, but okay, let's get over and do part 9 right now. Red exclusive ending to the Ballad of Squirrelbeard. Part 9, The Squirrel Returneth, aka the good ending. The bad ending is the one where he goes to federal prison, right? Hey everyone! So I thought my final update to this would be a small 8.5, but you might have seen that 8.5 now redirects you here. That's because I ended up with one more whopper of an update. This should truly be the final update, and I decided to make it a part 9 just for ReddX Industries. That's right, you can only find it here. Quality craftsmanship and low prices. Before I get to this final update, I need to give a shout out to some people. ReddX, of course, for reading Squirrelbeard. I know it was a tough read, but I appreciate it. I also want to thank him for cultivating such a fabulous community. Some of the best mates I have currently are on that Discord. Big love to Mute, Yemeth, Scarlet, Cop, Crayon Eater Jerry, and Willbot for giving me great advice about Squirrelbeard, being a sounding board when I needed it, and just being there for me when I needed it. I know there are many more. The Discord is a wonderful community, but you lot went above and beyond. I love each and every one of you. I am super proud of the Discord. I gotta say that much. There's so many talented people, great ideas, nice, friendly, just willing to help out. They're beautiful human beings, and I'm honored to be surrounded by them. So, okay, enough of that. Yeah, enough of that. Finally, the final update is coming at you. If you read 8.5, I didn't. This starts in a familiar way, but the last part is quite different. A few months ago, Squirrelbeard texted me out of the blue. It was weird because typically I was the one to check in and see how he was doing. Hey, can you talk? I need a friend, he texted. Yeah, sure, I'm on my conference period. What's up? I replied, actually legitimately very concerned. Emo girl and I broke up, he said. Emo girl is that girlfriend that I mentioned at the end of part 8 that he was considering breaking up with, but never actually did. Oh, I'm so sorry. You want to talk about what happened? I responded.
She cheated on me,
he texted. I figured the relationship had run its course. I did not expect cheating. Oh, damn, dude, I'm so sorry, I replied.
It was with the dude in World of Warcraft.
I mean, it's emotional cheating. It's not really physical. Maybe that doesn't make it better. It would make it better for me, though, I think.
I'm the one who got her into that game. He was a guy that we both played with,
Squirrelbeard said. Yeah, watch out for those private messages. They gonna get you. Ouch. I really didn't know what else to say. I did, however, feel that he needed a friend. I promptly texted Beetle, all the way on the other side of the school, and told him what had happened with Emo Girl and Squirrelbeard, and asked if he would be uncomfortable if I invited Squirrelbeard to our house. Ugh, no. I really don't think we need to do all that. We just moved into a new place, and I had been wanting to have people over anyways. Yeah, people over, not beards. Beetle felt for Squirrelbeard and said that I could absolutely invite him over, as long as he was on his best behavior. I promised that I would make that clear, and I turned back to the conversation with Squirrelbeard. You need some friends, you can come up and visit us in Capital City, I said.
Yeah?
He asked. Yeah, absolutely. And from there, we made firm plans. Life being what it is, and Wee1's hockey session about to start, thus our schedule being insane, we planned to have him over about 1 month later. I mean, that's a good amount of time to prepare, but I don't think one can ever truly be prepared for a beard to re-enter their lives. Deep breath, everybody! Over the course of that month, I continued to talk to him and be a sounding board. He was really depressed about Emo Girl cheating on him. He said she hadn't had a job in 2 years. He bought a house and had been supporting her on his own while she fell into a deeper and deeper depression. He said he felt he failed her by not pushing her harder to get some help. I explained that you simply can't help those that won't help themselves. And that's exactly what I was just about to say. Yes, you're partners, but one partner can't drag the other around forever. I know, my wife dragged me around for a long time. And then I saw the toll that it was taking on her, and I realized that I have to get up and be on my own 2 feet. And some days she still needs to drag me, but some days I need to drag her. Now it's a two-way street. Now it's a beautiful thing. But it could have gone another way. Could have gone the emo girl way. Anyways, finally the day came, and Squirrelbeard arrived at our house. I hugged him, happy to see an old friend. I hadn't seen him in person since the night that he tried to, do that thing to me in his apartment. Yeah, I'm aware of how that sentence sounds. Not good, not good. Comment section gonna have a field day with this one. He hung out at our house for several hours. We talked a lot and caught up. To say that Squirrelbeard is in a bad way is an understatement. He is 40, single, depressed, living in a house that he bought for his girlfriend that he is now completely alone in. His job is not stable, and, well, he hates what he's doing anyways. He's still scared of the evil liberal overlords, eventually sending him to a re-education camp. I filled him in on my cancer journey and how I got to the good place that I'm at now. I felt almost bad talking about how great my life is when his life really does suck so bad. Honestly, you shouldn't really feel bad about talking about how good your life is, because maybe it could be sort of a roadmap for Squirrelbeard. Like, yeah, I was at this really dark point and I found my way out. Now you're at a really dark point, you can find your way out too. You just gotta want it bad enough, son. Get a second mortgage on the house and move to the Philippines and live your dreams. Beetle was surprised at how enjoyable Squirrelbeard was to talk to. He said, he's actually not a bad bloke. And we decided that we would be inviting Squirrelbeard over again. Dude, after he did those things to you? I don't understand. It takes a really, really big person to be able to move past that. I couldn't. I just couldn't. Well, actually, I'm not sure that we're going to invite Squirrelbeard over again because of what came next. I texted him a few days later. Hey, it was nice to see you again. We'd love to have you over again, and it was really nice to catch up in person, I texted.
Yeah, it was,
Squirrelbeard replied. It was also his birthday, and I texted him an image of kitties that said, "Have a perfect birthday." Oh, that's cheese, and I love it.
Thank you, my friend, but cats? Cats are the harbingers of doom,
he replied. Lamau, have you met me? I'm all about the kitties. Besides, the real harbingers of doom are squirrels, I responded.
We do bring disaster, don't we? I am a harbinger of doom,
he replied. Yep, still identifies with squirrels, check. Also, significant edgelord tendencies, check. At least if you were a harbinger of doom, you'd have some control over your life. Not control in a good way, but at least it's control, maybe, sort of. It's a little bit of armchair psychology. OP just replies, yep.
Single life is hard,
Squirrelbeard said. I'm sorry, I said to him.
It isn't your fault,
he said. It's called empathy, I replied.
Details. Unless you're willing to dress up as a French maid and show me the night of my life, that isn't likely to happen. I guess I'll accept empathy,
Squirrelbeard said. Yes. He still tried to use me as an object of his desires after everything that had happened. I mean, I wish I could be surprised. A tiger doesn't change its stripes, OP. Now you understand why I'm shocked that you're still inviting him into your house, right? Please? Jesus. Yeah, I think Beetle would object, is OP's reply.
I suppose he could join too. I'll allow it,
Squirrelbeard said. Oh, God. Okay, that's it. Pull me out. If you stick around after this, there's truly no hope, okay? I would oppose that, I said to him.
Oh, well, a man can dream. I do fall back into bad habits, don't I?
He asked. Old habits, anyway, I agreed.
It's wildly inappropriate to flirt with a married woman and to fantasize about having a three-way with her. I label myself an a-hole for it. I don't enjoy the idea of a homewrecker,
he said. So, wait, is he a self-aware beard and he does it anyway? Yeah. No, he's only using the acknowledgement as a way to try and pry deeper, you know? I made these statements so you can hang on to hope and invite me back over to your house. I see right through you, Squirrelbeard. I see down to your soul. And it's ugly. You never could be. Beetle is my world. I'd never do anything to risk losing him, OP said.
Help me find love. Blind date. Go,
Squirrelbeard said. Go? How about please? How about I don't want to lose any friends because I set them up with you? Hey, you want to date my friend? He's totally a hot mess, but, you know, maybe he won't assault you if you go over to his house. Maybe. Forget about it. I tried to give you love, Squirrelbeard, and you missed out, and I finally moved on. Everything Beetle has could have been yours. Just saying. Besides, I don't even have any single friends, I said.
I get it. You love him. I could have had it. Stop trying to make me jealous,
he replied. Bro, you think you're a factor in any of this at all? Yeah, I was only dating him to make you jealous the whole time. That's why we got married. He's such an idiot. So yeah, after everything, he regrets losing me. He's still trying to use me as an object of fantasy. He knows that he is being an a-hole and does it anyway. And yeah, I let Beetle read all of these texts. Not sure that we'll be hanging out with him again after all. What is not sure? Definitely not. You shouldn't have anyways. I'm losing my mind. I do have sympathy for him, but I'm not sure how far that actually goes. It ultimately comes down to what Beetle is comfortable with. I meant what I said. I would never speak to Squirrelbeard again if he asked me not to. Beetle is everything to me. I did eventually text Squirrelbeard to check on him since the breakup was a few weeks behind him. Just stop texting him. Just no more. After the maid uniform and all this conversation, come on! It turns out Emo Girl did come back to get some of her stuff. He invited her to stay for 4 days. During these 4 days, she mocked his attempts at therapy, asking why she doesn't deserve a second chance, and well, I'll let him tell it.
I messed up. Bad, he said. Like, super bad.
Oh no. No, I said. I knew it was coming because this is the same thing he did to me, but that was back in our 20s. He wasn't still pulling the same thing in his 40s. Surely not, right?
I was happy to see her, because I do truly miss her and care about her, but we're bad for each other as we are. And we did the wild thing, which was foolish to do because it only made things worse. I made the following days awkward and stressful, and she accused me of only wanting her for Boom Boom, he said, and I sighed. Damn it. He did the same thing to Emo Girl that he had done to me. He took advantage of her feeling for him and banged her without any regard to how it might affect her. I knew it. Of course you did, and of course it did, and of course she did, I replied. Remember what I said earlier? Tiger changing his stripes and all that stuff? It doesn't happen. Give up. Move on, drop out. It's over. It's been over. He then went on to explain how he almost took her back, but didn't. And she was gone now, and he knew he messed up. I just cannot bloody believe that after all the things he put me through, he learned nothing. I mean, I guess I can believe it. Just, it's one thing in your 20s, but in your 40s? You see, this is why rehabilitation's not really a thing we do after a certain point. That's why we have the wall out back. Now I invite him. Squirrelbeard has a reservation against said wall. If you could just head out there and put this blindfold on. So there it was. Definitive proof that Squirrelbeard has not changed and is incapable of learning anything. I almost feel bad for Emo, except, well, she did cheat on him, so there is that. I mean, generally girls cheat for emotional reasons, and it seems to me that Squirrelbeard hasn't developed that side of himself very much, so of course she's starving for emotional affection. I go to bat for Emo on this one. Squirrelbeard just total trash. Everybody get away from him. He's hazmat. And that is where part 8.5 ended, but there's actually a little bit more. Oh, so much more. You see, mates, Squirrelbeard finally pushed me too far. How many chances is this? Okay, good. Finally, get him out. He did the one thing that ends any sympathy that I have for someone. He talked about my husband. I mean, I guess if that's the final straw, that's the final straw. But after all the things he did to you as a human being, he should have been out of there a long time ago. I'll take what I can get. I'm just truly grateful that this didn't go on forever. So this happened last week, mid-January 2023. Once again, Squirrelbeard texted me out of the blue. It was weird, because I had just had a dream about him the night before. Happy Friday, he said. Yeah, happy Friday. How are you, mate? I asked. I'm doing okay. How about you? He replied. I'm good. Funny you texted me. I had a dream about you last night, I said. A good one, I hope, he asked. I don't know, I guess. I dreamed that you got a job teaching on this campus with Beetle and I said. Side note, the dream was about what you would expect. Squirrelbeard and Englishbeard, when beards collide. So it actually wasn't that great of a dream. More of a nightmare, I do suppose. I mean, that was my first thought, but it ain't my story. I'm letting you tell it. I've been looking for a new job, lol. I doubt I'd ever want to teach, though,
Squirrelbeard said. I doubt that you're capable of teaching. No, that's not what OP said. Yeah, I didn't think so, OP replies. Phew, honestly, we really don't need any more beards in teaching, to be quite frank. Though I would pay to watch Squirrelbeard, Englishbeard, Pitbeard, and Mannybeard all interact, as long as I could just watch and not be involved in any of it. Inevitably, you would be involved. Just don't wish for this.
It's a neat idea, though,
he said. No, it isn't. My guess, I just miss you, and my brain was sticking you in the place that I am the most, I said. Yeah, I was missing him. This, however, did not last.
You guys need to come see my place sometime. I just got a new oriental rug, and you can see it real good when you're on your hands and knees.
He texted. Yeah, the part between the asterisks was him, not me. He wanted to say something inappropriate, and he didn't. Oh, well, I made one up. I said it for him. It's just a guess, I guess, as to what was going on in his brain. He just alluded to it, so I ignored that part. Don't ignore the giant waving red flag anymore, OP. Stop it! Yeah, we could plan something. Let me know what's a good time, and we'll see when we can do it, I said. This is about the time that I told ReddX's Discord about this conversation thus far, and I got a lot of "don't do it, stay away from Squirrelbeard" comments, and I'm flattered that they care so much. They are echoing my exact sentiment. Please! Meanwhile, back in the text messages, I continued, so what have you been up to?
Besides finishing the cleanup, nothing really. You?
Squirrelbeard asked. Now, does he mean cleaning up really, or like in the Chris Trucker way? I got a lot of questions. Clean up? I asked.
My house was robbed. It was trashed. Stuff was thrown everywhere. My dogs were beaten. They stole all my guns, all my nice work clothing, and the worst part, no insurance. I'm on the hook for everything,
Squirrelbeard explained. Honestly, I should probably get some homeowners insurance too, you know? It's hard living out here in the Philippines. I think if I wasn't at home 24/7, we probably would have been robbed multiple times as well. We got a nice house. There's lots of nice stuff in there. It's a poor country. If nothing else good came out of Squirrelbeard, at least it motivated me to get some homeowners insurance. But OP says, bloody hell, OMG, I'm so sorry, mate. I had no idea what to say. I screenshotted this part of the conversation and shared it in the Discord and asked how I could say no to him when he clearly needed a friend. Some of them said he was manipulating me again and trying to gain my pity. I'm not sure if he was or not, but either way, it does seem like a pretty crap situation. Someone else suggested that it was karma, and yeah, it's kind of hard to argue with that one. 100% accurate. Either way, I had one major question. Are the dogs okay? See, OP's asking the real questions now.
No, Rover's finally stopped limping, but Spot's eye has been swollen shut for 3 weeks. The vet gave me drops for it, hoping it helps. It hasn't so far. I've been testy since it happened, he said.
Dude, that's brutal. Why would a burglar beat a dog? You could just bring him like a little bit of beefsteak and he's happy, you know? He'll let you walk right in. I wish there was something that I could do, OP says. I hate when my mates are suffering and I'm helpless to do anything.
There isn't. I've just been slowly putting the house back in order. They opened boxes and dumped out everything. They stole random stuff too, like a 12-pack of Pepsi and some liquor, 3D printer, guns, clothes. The worst part though, my dad was here visiting. He and I weren't home, but the stress made his Alzheimer's worse. I've seen a difference between before and after the robbery. He just went downhill so badly, he said.
This lie is getting more elaborate. That's how I know it's a lie. And like somebody in the Discord said, even if it's not a lie, karma. Oh, mate, I'm so sorry, OP says. As I said in the previous part, my dad and mom grew up next door to each other. Before that, his grandparents lived next to my great-grandparents. Our families have known each other for a couple of generations now. I think that connection ends with my generation, even if he does, by some miracle, have kids someday. You should move here, I said. Why? I don't know what possessed me. Was I trying to make my nightmare a reality, or am I too nice? Who's to say? You're definitely too nice. You definitely need to be stronger about lines in the sand and boundaries. You do it on a professional level. I've seen it in School of Beards, but you need to do it in your personal life as well. For your own sanity, please and thank you.
Move closer to a liberal city? No thank you, Lamau. I'm actually looking for work in conservative city north of there. It's safer, farther from the big cities, and I could go off-grid,
he said. God, if only. Please do it. Stop talking about it and do it. Personally, I'm scared of that part of the state, but you don't have the same issues as Beetle and I, so I can see how that would benefit you, I said.
Lamau, I'm scared of your part of the world for the same reason, he replied.
Y'all really dividing up on political lines. Don't you know it's all fake? It's a giant swizzle. The oligarchs sit on their throne and laugh. OP says, yeah, that's doubtful. I'm scared because my daughter's openly dating another girl, and my husband's often mistaken for being gay and is actually bi. I literally fear for their life and my own if someone found out that I was bi. I doubt that's the same thing that you worry about, mate, I said.
Well, it's the same line of thought, just from the other side of the political aisle.
I took a deep breath. Not exactly. Our existence isn't political, I replied. I was starting to get upset now. Honestly, I'm starting to get a little bit upset too. You want to know what my political movement is? Hashtag everybody poops 2023. Yeah, we all humans. Yeah, we all got poop inside our buttholes. You remember that? Never forget. All right. Moving on.
I just don't want my life being ruined because someone films me when I'm having a bad day and puts it online. We both have our fears,
Squirrelbeard said. Well, maybe you just shouldn't say horrible things. At least you don't have to worry about your literal life. There are areas. I don't even want Beetle to be alone in, because if people make the wrong presumptions about him, it could cost him his life, I said. So is this what finally caused the fallout? A big political to-do about who has it worse than the other person? I just can't anymore.
We can agree to disagree,
Squirrelbeard said. No, not really. You haven't the faintest idea of what it's like to live openly LGBT and just be yourself. Beetle grew up in Ireland and suffered homophobia when he was there with his now ex-boyfriend. He deals with it all the time because people assume he's gay. We're safe-ish here, but we still have to be alert. And Wee1 has a girlfriend, so I have to worry about my daughter as well, I said. Squirrelbeard says,
if he dressed like a man and didn't paint his nails or wear makeup, then people wouldn't presume that he's gay.
Squirrelbeard replied, dude, people should be able to be themselves. As long as you're a decent human being, I don't care if you wear makeup or paint your nails, alright? He wears eyeliner and black nail polish sometimes. He dresses in black jeans and a nice shirt most days. What the hell are you on about? Why am I even justifying this to you? My husband shouldn't have to change himself to avoid being bashed. And what, my daughter should just not be with the woman she loves? I shot back.
Nah, she's a girl. Men like seeing two women together. She'll be fine, he said.
Oh, God. Yeah, I take everything back. What am I even talking about? I blinked. My daughter is not dating a girl to be some creeper's fetish. She's dating a girl that she loves, and it's no different than if she had a boyfriend.
Yeah, I guess. But it'll keep her safe. Beetle needs to stop looking so gay, and he'll be just fine. Seriously, love, are you sure that he isn't gay?
Squirrelbeard asked. I was white-knuckling my phone by this point. I was so angry. Beetle was sitting next to me on the sofa and looked at me. Love, you're turning red. What'd that wanker say? He asked. I was too angry to speak. I pulled my arm back to throw my phone across the room. Okay, let's not do that. Let me see, Beetle said, as he pulled the phone from my hand and read the exchange. He laughed. What a bloody wanker. Like I give a single shite what he thinks of me. And he really thinks being conservative is the same as being LGBT. And the idiot thinks a smaller town is off-grid. Love, he's just a moron. I nodded. You're right. I'm done. He's pushed me too far. I took the phone back and typed one more reply. I am not your love. Not anymore. Beetle's my love and he loves me. He's bi, as am I. I'll let you fetishize my bisexuality, but I won't let you do that to my daughter. God, I'm so happy I married Beetle instead of you. You're so... I feel sorry for you. Truly, but mostly, I just hate that I wasted so much time, I said. There you go. Fairly accurate statement.
Wow, okay. Can we just talk about something else? Have you noticed egg prices?
Yeah, that'll bring it back around. The egg prices. We can all relate. I didn't reply, and I have no intention of replying. Say all the crap about me you want, but bring my husband and daughter into it, and you're dead to me. Especially given wee one's past, I'll not allow anyone to try and do that to her. And Beetle, he's my world. The bloke is everything to me, and I'll fight anyone that talks crap about him. So, there you have it. This very long, epic tale of Squirrelbeard is finally, truly over. What was Squirrelbeard after when he texted me last? I'll let you decide, because I truly don't know. Did he want a friend? Did he want sympathy? Did he want to try and get me back? Who knows? And at this point, who really cares? I have my happy ending, and the miserable squirrel can go rot in his misery. I'm gonna keep living my best life with Beetle. Thank you for reading, ReddX. I'm glad that you made it through this saga. The sequel to this is Bowserbeard, but I promise it's not this heavy. If you want heavy, check out my Raised by a Nice Guy TM saga. And of course, there's always School of Beards. Thanks to ReddX and everyone I mentioned earlier for helping me get through the last part of this saga. I truly feel that I am finally done with the squirrel. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and otherwise support ReddX. Hey, maybe Teespring. After surviving Squirrelbeard, the bloke deserves it. Until next time. I don't know, man. It just seems really weird that you could be assaulted multiple times, but it doesn't really all fall apart until LGBT issues get brought up into the whole thing. I guess it really is like an accumulation of things. And if this is the reason that you finally decided to break ties, we take those, you know? I think the whole I have it worse than you argument is dumb. Nobody wins at the end of the day. Because in a conversation like that, nobody's providing solutions. They're just sitting there and going, I got it so bad. And the other was like, no, I got it worse than you. Who cares? Get up and out, you know? And yeah, I don't really think it's about the LGBT thing at all. It's about an attack on the husband and the daughter. And I can understand that. That is the part that I truly do respect. So I see where you're coming from, OP. Glad to have him out of your life. For God's sake. It took so goddamn much to get here. But finally we are here and it is over. We can close the book. I want to thank you guys for watching along with me. You know, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things to the video. Oh yeah, we got links in the description. Many social medias, Twitch, Discord, Twitter. I'm on all of those relatively often. There's also Facebook and stuff. We've also got a Patreon list, which I'm gonna sing today. There once was a man with a big red X who had a member list to flex. But since that list was 10 miles long, he had to write a shanty. Sean Cantwell is at the fore in the galley chronic chef's no bore. Then Mick Jackson and Quack Quack and a lone gibbous Usagi. Zachary Roseman, Ghost Raven, Tally Marks can ride in pen. Lady the squirrel's up high in the rigging, high on caffeine. Miss Black, Harley Ho, and Robert Allen Waits can wait no more. Camille, Sarah, Santa, Jerry while Fluxer thanks the masses. Yamith studies Jerry, Life Chef Dan's awesome with a knife. Silent revolvers not loaded and vertical loop goes sideways. There's Jerry and Zathras, Tato Ferret is frickin' great. And a cherished Jewish Kitsune and a Zarfar Barkar medley. Andy Frankenberry's here, Assassin Pug Jerry strikes fear, then Blade the Hero Bitch Gremlin, and a Chancellor Blue Kraken. Dr. Lark, Commander J Tank, Dirty Little Jerry is getting clean. Dude's getting a leg beard now, Aaron Era 7192. East Bars 50s 29, Epoxy peers through time. Hadrian BR India, and a pint for Irish Pirate. Heathcliff is a comic strip. Iron Hollow has got a grip. Radiated Jam is Goo, J.M. Coon, and Jerry Blacktail. Jukebox Jerry's got the beats, cuddly crackin'. He gives out treats. Then there's Juicy Lucy's tale of her daddy's saggy baggy. Ew! Lady Italian, Lauren Crow, Lady Nix, and Lord Jerry O. Lady in Awakening, legitimate girth's not bulky. Luke of X is in the car, Livy O'Brien's at the bar, Mad Monk, Melgar, Metal Factor, like and subscribe, likes you. Nine of a craft rep, this might sing, Prince Regis, side spots, Needless King, Princess Jerry, Kins is chill, and so is Scarlet's Coven. Ravencraft, Helmodius for Sergeant Gay Cop, he fought a war, then Sarita, the Lolita, Silo, Imp and Storm Jerry. Spinal number 29, Stephanie Goodner is so fine. Synaptic Boomstick, talk about Little Who is the cutest. The next one really is a name, just so you know I'm not to blame. I don't know how to shorten it, so you hear the whole damn thing. Trying to find another marble to get back to the real world. Now that's done, High Vanguard Angel, VC3 and Viking Jerry. Wiki Tech Cage, Alex 9, not another. Jerry's fine. Comrade Moon, Akiri, Bad Penny Lane, Captain Clown Jerry. Carcass Thirds, the Venom Jerry, Jace Christensen, and Big Dad Wolf. One Leg Jerry has returned and was met by Normal Jerry. Amara, Alder, and Aguilar met Cygod and Cake Jerry at the bar. Atomic Jerry, Zilla, Broken, Spine Horse, Radish, Spicy. Hey, it's California Jerry Girl, Chicarda, Pandas, plans unfurl. Oh wow, there's even more names now, so I guess I'll just keep going. Corey does commissions now, then Bunga Jerry with the cow, Cryptides and Defon Jerry, Defta Tuna Deku. There's Delta Grex and Dorothy Dude, the daughter of Sir Jerry Boo, Ghost of Alpha, then a mouthful, Greymon 365. Half Slavic Jerry in a tracksuit, he cannot is right behind. Then HM T Mayor, who's shilly for Cringe Lobe Ultra. Hydra Jerry Solman's here, Janitor Jerry's on the pier. Jeffrey and Geralt of Riviana Jerry, spelled like Jesse. Jerry Springer, not a neckbeard. Jerry the sussy Bacchus next. Jerry Mom has got it going on, and so does Jerry Roxers. Jerry role-playing game is next with some flaff references in text. Machia CD, maybe next time, Mr. Gas Mask Gassy. Not Invisible Angel Scene, Raptor Art, and Snom Jerry, then Spoony the Rogue, Spoopy Scary Jerryton, and Jerry Two Knives. A mercantile transaction looms, Infinite Jerry is beyond blooms. Tokyo Bird, Trickster, Unkale, Von Whimsy did Jerry do. Double Z throws us Mountain Dew, grows his neckbeards to his shoes. Triple Z morphs into all the defenses against neckbeards. We're not done, there's another page. Okay, I'll just choke down my rage. I'll try to keep it short and sweet, cause I want to end this shanty. Bearded snake and valley-eyed crane, Justin Carlyle is insane, bedazzled misery's not sad, and John indoors hates sunlight. Fire Drake, he is so cool, he makes all the ladies drool, but when this shanty's done, he'll tuck his tail and go. Risk of failure, Dawnbreaker, Drake, Project Duke 302 is cool too. Sam Meyer, Scott, Joanna Ross can really throw a rager. Me, Jerry, and Espanol, just video watching, not a troll. Amelja Hannon's name sounds cool, and Mute is always talking. Selwing 666 wears black, Samantha is from Bewitched, in fact. Origami Steve, he is the goat, and Vladimir Dragonov. Hey, train boy, she's an angel dark. Skylar Rain is in the park. The fez wearer is not a hat. Robert Thibodeau's a scholar. Heaven sends $1 more. Grim Tribe is at Tooth Plushie's door. Corey Arts Florentic Waiver. Dungeon Bats in Extra. Billy D's hanging with Brendan Ashcraft. Phantom Danica the Bomb. Skylar Morningstar a weapon. Gypsy Barbara Death Flagship. Now this listing may end. It's way too hard to comprehend. Thank God all the reading's done. I'll shave my beard and go. Shouts out, Jerry's not Jerry's alike. You're giving me life over here. I don't read the list as often as I used to, but I'm putting like extra effort into making the songs and stuff. So I do hope you enjoy it. Shouts out to Fire Drake as well for writing that song out. My God, that's why he got his own section, his own verse. And he really does deserve it. Just total MVP stuff going on over here. Thank you guys for joining me. As always, join us again tomorrow. Keep yourself safe out there. Wash your hands, all that stuff. And of course, always remember, friends, that you are loved. You are worthy. You definitely deserve it. And I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.